Hacker 4chan has done it once again. They've exposed fake photos on Twitter. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, bringing you the obvious. And today, on boards.4chan.org/poll. Hello everyone. Today we're gonna talk about our hero 4chan and his wonderful achievements against the crazies. Here, as you can see, anonymous posts. Dems, as in Democrat, are posting photoshopped images on Twitter. They caught them red-handed. So as you can see, if we click the tweet, sorry, that page does not exist. In other words, they were exposed and they deleted their Twitter. But guess what? We have the evidence in an archive. First, let's take a look at the offending photo. So John Cooper posted this at John Cooper Tweets. Is anyone else disgusted by this troubling photo of Donald Trump posing with his preteen daughter Ivanka and convicted lollygagger Jeffrey Epstein? So here you can see Trump, you can see Ivanka, and you can see Epstein. Not a good look, right? Except this photo isn't real. It's a Photoshop. Now, Hacker 4chan has completely exposed this fact. Here you can see the original image. It's just a photo shoot, it's Trump and his daughter. And then you can see the original image here. I like how people think this video is weird, but it's literally just him and his own daughter, okay? It's a lot different if you go up to someone else's kid, like creepy Joe Biden, and kiss him on the head. Here Annan says, I'm conflicted. Do I start spreading this image too to discredit the left, or do I confront them? So let's take a quick look at the original thread on Twitter and see what people had to say, and then we'll jump back to Hacker 4chan. So here's his tweet here. It had 90 likes and 38 retweets as of when he uploaded it. I'm sure if he hadn't deleted it, there would be more. So John Cooper himself is chairman of the Democratic Coalition, formerly LI campaign chair for Barack Obama. Any endorsements here reflect my personal opinions. #resist. So is it any wonder this guy was spreading fake tweets? Let's see here. Jay Allen says, I'm not sure, but Epstein might be photoshopped in. And everyone is calling it fake. Wow, okay, so there's a few people who fall for it, like Harold here saying, what a creepy father. Somehow his hand is always on the right there in every picture he takes with that bubblehead daughter of his. It's funny because most of the men are like, yeah, I don't think this is real. And then I see all these chicks in here and they're like, oh, they all believe it. Terry Meyer says the photo reveals all you need to know about Donald Trump and whether or not he has touched his own daughter inappropriately. It answers any doubt I might have had. One girl here with some damn sense, Colleen Malika, says this is a Photoshop job. The original features Trump and Ivanka only. It's important not to perpetuate fake news. So, to his credit, John Cooper, he had enough common sense, as rare as that is in the left, to take down the tweet. But why did he spread this tweet in the first place? Where did he get that image? Who photoshopped it? And who tried to spread it? Could it have been John Cooper himself, or did he get it from a left-wing activist? Either way, it just goes to show that Democrats will stoop to nothing to lie. They only quit this time because it was so obvious. Now let's go back to Hacker 4chan. Anonymous says, wait a second, did they actually try to pass that photo off as? Annan replies, yes, they did. And, you know, some people might say maybe it was an honest mistake. Maybe, just maybe. Unfortunately, that is not the case. Here we see another blue checkmark Twitter individual, Winter Mitchell Rorbra, who says, every photo of Jeffrey Epstein, it looks like he's saying, welp, you got me. Each one is like an admission of guilt. That's literally just confirmation bias, you dummy. Yeah, I want it to be clear that photos of a person, don't mean jack squat. You can maybe read body language, but body language is only readable in context, and even then, it's still a lot of guesswork. It's not an exact science, so anyone who thinks you can just read based on someone's, facial expressions or body structure, just how they look, that's insane. But more importantly, here in the corner, you can see the fake photo here. Yeah. It's not real. So this one isn't deleted yet. It's still here on Twitter, posted around the same time, and has 16 likes. And again, you have people calling out the Photoshop. However, they have an anime avatar, so I don't think they're a Democrat. So there's a really good post here, and I can't say where this comes from. Maybe what's that one website? I forget the name. But here it says, while trying to tie Trump to Epstein in an attempt to push the narrative to at least 2 reporters, Glenn Simpson's of Fusion GPS, the film behind the unsubstantiated Trump-Russia dossier, found that Trump-Epstein links appears purely social, according to the Washington Times. Which rights journalists sources told the Washington Times the Fusion founder Glenn Simpson pushed the idea of a close relationship between Mr. Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, adding, Ken Silverstein, the reporter who ultimately wrote an Epstein-Trump report, confirmed to the Times that Fusion had sourced the story. Mr. Silverstein, who wrote the Vice.com story, was asked by the Washington Times if Fusion pushed the Epstein-Trump story. Since you've asked, yes. They helped me with that, Mr. Silverstein said. But as you can see, I could not make a strong case for Trump being super close to Epstein, so they could hardly have been thrilled with that story. In my humble opinion, that was the best story written about Trump's ties to Epstein. But I failed to nail him. Trump's ties were mild compared to Bill Clinton's. So, as many of you well know by now, Epstein has finally been convicted by the Trump DOJ of trafficking minors and doing Lord knows what else with them. For those of you that don't know, Epstein has long had connections to a private airline that would go to a private island, and allegedly, the conspiracy at the time was that he would have underage girls there and they would do weird shit. But here's a key point. Did Trump know Epstein? Sure. Were they friends? Not a strong case for that. Did he fly on the plane? Yes, but it was to hitch a ride back to the US. He never actually visited the island. So everyone's saying that this proves that Trump is some sort of lollygagger too. He's a bad man. Is completely and utterly wrong. It makes no sense. If that were the case, why would Trump allow the DOJ to arrest Epstein? Right? He could give Trump up. Like, he has nothing. He did nothing. That's my whole point here. Meanwhile, Clinton was on that plane like candy, and he visited the island several times. And we all know about Bill Clinton's past. So, who's really the one who might be a bad man here? So here we have more fake news. Another blue check mark, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Democrats will lie and stoop to any level to spread fake news. Jamie Primack here says, I really hope Ivanka is talking to a professional about things like this. It's got to be unsettling to see #Epstein. Again, fake photo being spread. I'm not even going to bother going to the Twitter account. So here Annan brings up a pretty good point. Ignore all the demonic subhumans trying to claim that kissing your child on the head is creepy. They are projecting their own degenerate minds into innocent acts. Annan says, Dems are sharing the pic on their own. Seems like they don't need help being made to look like fools. And here you can see the leftists talking among themselves. AJ says, I wonder if anybody at Fox is involved in this. Tara says, I wouldn't be surprised if Epstein names Hannity in his confession. AJ says, exactly who I was thinking, maybe even O'Reilly. They actually believe this. You know, that's insane. Like, there's no logic when it comes to Democrats. Like, there's no logical connection or pattern recognition when it comes to the left. And I've noticed this on more than one account. Oh, well, they're a bad man, and I don't like him, and I don't like him, so they're obviously guilty of the same crimes. Like, it makes no sense. What the heck does Hannity have to do with Epstein? So, let's look at this, because it's actually a bit thought-provoking. Tara Dublin says, so apparently #Epstein is photoshopped into this. But what his struggle snuggly pal is doing to his daughter is very real. As are these, this is very unhealthy relationship, she said, making the understatement of the year. And, well, okay, so she basically says that Trump is guilty of the worst crimes, and this is her evidence. Trump gives Ivanka a kiss, Trump kisses her on the cheeks, Trump is simply holding her for a photo, and Trump has his hand on the side of Ivanka here. Now, it's the Annan's replies that I find interesting. Anonymous points out basically what we're all thinking. This girl has some serious daddy issues. Another Annan says she's just jealous her dad doesn't love her. And here's the big one. Anonymous says, to be honest, the way she has a father-daughter interaction in her head is why many women seek out attention later in life. She's actually expecting fathers not to hug, not to kiss, not to touch, and not to show any affection to their own daughters. This probably led to a bunch of girls screaming at their dads how much she hates them. It also doesn't help that single mothers will barrage young girls about how their dad is a scumbag and now he hates them. Look at the Goslings. The 2 older daughters hate their dad, and the only one that doesn't is the one that followed dad. So, I mean, that's basically what I think we're seeing here. There's a lot of women out there who never experienced like a proper father figure, never experienced like love or affection. So if they see a father like kissing their daughter or kissing them on the head, whatever, they'll think, oh my God, this must be a terrible man. My father never hugged me. My father never gave me a kiss on the forehead. Clearly something must be going on. It's actually kind of sad. Not to mention, pictures can be very misleading, especially out of context. The media uses this tactic all the time. Like Trump could have been going in for a hug or whatever, or, you don't really know. And the final nail in the coffin. I think we can safely say that John Cooper is a spreader of falsehoods. And in here says, who the F is this guy? And here we can see John Cooper. That Trump's event in D.C. today has drawn in an embarrassingly small crowd despite his desperate attempts to boost attendance by adding flyovers and a display of tanks. So, okay, he's spreading more falsehoods, saying no one even came up to the parade, 4th of July. That's another piece of falsehood spreads by the left. Here, let me see. This is the real crowd that was at Trump's event. And keep in mind, Washington is full of leftists. So no, John Cooper, this was not the people at the event. It was clearly a full house. So I think it's obvious by now that Democrats are literally insane, and it doesn't matter what you show them. It doesn't matter if you expose them lying time and time again. They never learn their lesson. Here Anonymous says, ha 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 ha. So forth. John Cooper, I recently deleted a tweet with a photo of Trump and Ivanka, purportedly showing them with Jeffrey Epstein, that I subsequently learned had been photoshopped. I want to thank the folks who pointed that out to me. With AI deepfake technology, soon fake videos will be widespread. Scary. That wasn't a effing deepfake, you moron. And it says, boomers, man. Bottom of the barrel of humanity. Anonymous says, wow, I never knew copy and paste and MS Paint is super advanced deepfaking technology. And it says, I'm still not seeing any condemnation of Epstein's action from this guy. Very interesting, isn't it, huh? But you know what? I think that pretty much sums up this story, my friends. Hacker 4chan, once again, has defended us from fake photos. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about the fact that these lefties will basically lie with images time and time again? What do you think about that fact that our hero 4chan has come to the rescue once again? Be sure to let me know. Now, as I'm constantly being demonetized, you can help support creators like me by joining me on Patreon or Subscribestar for as low as $1. There are different tiers and you can choose what you wish. Doing so will get you access to Fight Club, a private Discord server. There's also PayPal options. Lastly, sharing the video always helps, because websites are no longer promoting red-pilled content. As always, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.